Hey guys, I have a confession to make. I suck at money. I am not a natural saver and I am impulsive when I want to buy. I did not get any sort of financial education growing up. Everything that I talk about on this channel and know about money is stuff that I have learned in, I would say, the past 5 to 10 years, and I'm 50 years old. So it's not naturally in my wheelhouse. So can you relate to that? Are you like me? Maybe you weren't ever taught about money. You didn't come from wealth. Money was never talked about in your home, except maybe to say that you didn't have any. Your examples lived paycheck to paycheck and were frankly one disaster away from homelessness. And investing was super scary. It was a complete unknown. I just didn't even know where to start. Or maybe you just feel like you just don't even make enough money to start saving and you feel hopeless about that. In today's video, what we're going to talk about is how you can flip that script. We're going to talk about how you can overcome your negative relationship and beliefs about money. And I'm going to walk you through some practical behaviors and tips that you can implement in your life right now so that you can win with your money. Hey everybody, I am Wendy's. I'm so glad you're here. We are all about helping moms and dads on the road to financial independence to save more, spend less, build wealth, and doing it all while living a joy-filled life. If you know our story, you know that when we began this journey in 2016, we were over $1 million in debt. And since that time, we have eliminated over $650,000 worth of debt. It's probably more like $700,000 at this point. We have saved in our retirement accounts and other bank accounts almost $200,000. And if you watch our net worth videos, you'll see that we're almost there to the $200,000 mark. And that is exciting because when we started this journey, we had all of that debt and we had zero saved. We had nothing in retirement. We had nothing in savings. And we were literally one paycheck away from financial disaster. And so if you can relate to any of that, I am so glad you're here because I want to give you hope. And I want to give you the practical skills that you can use to get yourself to a better place. And I just want to encourage you right now that you have every single tool in your tool belt and in your brain to be able to do it. All right. There are some fairly common behaviors that are likely contributing to the reasons that you currently suck at money. We're going to talk about those, and those are going to hurt, and they're going to take you having a little bit of come to Jesus moment about your own behavior, but it's important that we talk about these things and that we acknowledge these things, because the first part of changing is acknowledging the behavior. So number one, the very first reason that you suck at money right now is that you're not willing to change your behavior. The definition of crazy, we've all heard this, is continuing to do the same thing, expecting a different outcome. If you want things to change with your relationship with money and how your current money is, you have to do something. You have to do something different. Fear of missing out. This is the second reason. You're trying to keep up with your friends. You're trying to keep up with the people on YouTube. You're trying to keep up with your colleagues at work who have the Mercedes, the Audi, whatever it is. And you're driving your 2010 Suburban like me, or whatever it is. And you just want that nicer car. Well, here's the thing. What's probably going on with those people is that they don't even own that stuff either. And they're in debt to be able to have those things. And so you shouldn't be worrying about what other people have. Worry about you and getting some more money in the bank. We don't know what's going on with other people's finances because it's not something that we all talk about. The other reason that you probably suck at money is that you're really handicapped because you don't have any financial education. And that is okay. We don't talk about this stuff in school. We don't talk about money in our families. It's such a taboo subject, but it's so important for us to have. And so when I say that you have everything that you need to be able to learn about money, you do. We live in an amazing age of opportunity where at our fingertips, there's knowledge. So plug in your computer, put on your headphones, listen to podcasts, read, listen to audiobooks, watch YouTube. There's just a wealth of information out there for you to learn and get better at your financial education. And if you just don't know where to start, I will list down below a few of the books that are my go-to books that have been life-changing for us if you want to get a start. The fourth reason that you really suck at money is that you fail to use a budget. You need a budget, and it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be, on a spreadsheet if you're not a spreadsheet person. I'm a spreadsheet person, but there's tons of apps out there. A lot of them are free. But you have to tell your money where to go, because if you don't tell it where to go, you're just going to spend without thinking. And then once you look at it and come back to it, your money's gone and you don't have it to go to the places that you need it to go. We talked about this before. One of the other reasons, which is one of the harder ones to overcome, is that you don't make enough income. That's a toughie. However, there are lots of different ways where you can make additional income and lots of different strategies to increase your income without necessarily going out and getting a second job. Yes, you could go ahead and maybe do a little side gig here and there. If you could just free up even $100, $200 to start saving, it could be life-changing for you. But you got to get that income coming in, either by doing something on the side, either by asking for a raise, or perhaps you advocate for a new position, or maybe you have the opportunity at your job to earn more money while you're there. So my husband is a teacher. And so one of the ways that he's able to bring in extra income is that instead of taking his prep period, he is basically like an on-campus sub. So during his prep period, he'll go to other classrooms and he'll be the sub for that classroom, and he gets paid for doing that. Another way that he earns money extra as a teacher is that he goes to the games and he performs jobs there. Either he's security or he does the announcing for a game. There's lots of different ways for him to earn extra money while not even really adding extra time to his day. So start thinking about ways where you can increase your income. Another reason is that you have expensive habits. Maybe you go out to dinner multiple times a week, or maybe you're getting your nails done every week. Can you cut those back? Maybe you go and you get coffee or boba or something multiple times a day. If you're doing that multiple times a day, $5, $10 a pop, that is a huge amount of money that could be put to a better use into your budget. And then finally, the other thing is you're an impulsive buyer. That's me. I have to be very, very careful with like my Amazon app, because if there's something that I want, and if I'm able to just look on Amazon and it's there and I can get it by tomorrow, I'm really tempted a lot of the time to just get it. So doing things to curb that impulsive behavior is important. I now order my groceries because that prohibits me from buying things on impulse while I'm in the store. And there's other methods that you can use to limit your impulse buying. Paying with cash instead of a debit or a credit card will stop that as well, because once your cash is gone, it's gone. You stop spending once the money's gone. So just think about ways that you can curb that impulsive behavior. And then finally, one of the habits that is keeping you poor is that you gamble or you play the lottery. The average American spends $86 a month on the lottery, which to me is such a huge waste of money. That money could be put to so much better use. Your odds are so low of being able to win in the lottery. If you just put that money into investment accounts, you will win the lottery. Guaranteed. It may take a little while, but it's a guaranteed win. It's not based upon, odds of 1 in 50 million. It's guaranteed. You put that money away, you put it in the right type of investment, you let it grow and compound, and you keep putting that money in there, you're going to have a ton of money at the end of the road. All right. So those are all the reasons, or the most of the reasons, that you suck at money. The good news is that you possess every single skill that you need right now to change those behaviors. They are all things that you can change. Some of them a little harder than others, but Every single one of those you can change. And here's why I'm encouraged. 1, you're here. You're here, and that tells me that you want to change. 2, you're alive. So you can think and you can act, you can do something about it. And number 3, everything you need is at your fingertips. So let's talk about the things that will actually help you win at money. Know where your money is. Take a look at your bank statements or take a look at your history on your bank account and categorize everything. Maybe take a month back look or 3 months back look and categorize everything. If you don't want to do this by hand, you can get apps. There's tons of apps out there. Most are free. Some you have to pay for, but they will categorize everything for you. And I guarantee you there are areas in your life that you're overspending on. Perhaps there are auto debits that are coming out that you don't need anymore. Look at what you're spending your money on so that you can find areas where you can get that money back to put towards the things that matter, like paying off debt and building wealth. Once you've done that, ask 2 questions. Are these expenses that I can cut, so eliminate entirely from your budget, or are these things that you can reduce? Some of the things that gave us the most money back into our budget were our housing costs, our transportation costs. So our housing, we sold our house, now we rent. We save about $1,100 from when we had our mortgage to where we're renting. We have a house that we're renting. It's just a tiny bit smaller. So we downsized just a little bit by 1 bedroom and 1 bath, but we're in the same neighborhood. We're in the same school district, and we have $1,100 back in our pocket. Transportation costs that we spend, we live within a mile of where my husband works and I work from home, and we paid off our vehicles. So we're saving not only with our vehicle costs, but our insurance costs and our fuel costs. We looked at everything that we were paying monthly on and decided to cut a lot of things. We cut our housekeeper, we cut our water delivery, we cut cable, and we paid off our phones, and we are pretty conscious of what gets charged on our phone plans. We really try not to do upgrades if we can help it. And then finally, our food. Our food was one area where we were overspending like crazy. So we work really hard at trying to feed our large family on a budget. And we keep that budget at around $700, $600 a month sometimes, which for 7 people in the house is not bad. Another thing that you need to be doing to help you win at money is use the budget. Again, this doesn't have to be crazy complicated. We have a Google spreadsheet in our Etsy store that you can get that's super easy. All you just do is plug in the actual expense, plug in the income that you're getting, and it tells you what you have to work with and if you need to make some adjustments. If you're not into spreadsheets, there's some wonderful apps out there. Some are free, some are not. Mint is a great free one. YNAB costs. Good Budget is another one. I haven't used that one. Every dollar, I think, you have to pay for, but a lot of people really like that. And Honeydew. The thing that people seem to like about Honeydew is that you can have 2 people on it. So your spouse or significant other can be on it as well. All right. Now, this is a big one. You have to pay yourself first. You cannot pay yourself with whatever's left after you pay the bills, because there's this law called Parkinson's law. And basically it says work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. And it's the same thing with money. You will spend all of your money that's available, and it's the same for money. So instead of saving out of what is left over, choose a reasonable amount for your budget and save that first. Either when you're sitting down to pay your bills, doing that transfer, or even better, automate it. Either doing your retirement and doing it out of pre-tax dollars, or having automatic transfers set for the days that you get paid that just takes that money and puts it somewhere else. Pay yourself first. You will find, at least this is what we found a way to pay everything once we put our money in our savings and our investments. We made it work. We cut our expenses where they needed to be cut in order for us to be able to save. And we stopped doing it out of the leftovers. All right. Another habit that you can put into practice right now is to automate your savings. So make sure that you're signed up on your employer's 401k or 403b or whatever your employee sponsored or plan is. Make sure that you're signed up for it. Make sure that dollars are automatically being allocated to it. And then if you don't have something like that or you're self-employed, make sure that you've automated your savings and your investing on the days that you get paid so that it's just done. It's out of the way and it goes before you ever have a chance to touch it. Number 6 is to avoid lifestyle creep. So instead of every time you're getting a raise, you save it. You don't go ahead and then go out and get another car payment or increase your car payment or get a new car or, upgrade your home. Instead of doing that, keep your spending where it is and then save the difference. Sell stuff. You probably have so much stuff in your home that you are not using. Do a sweep of your house and sell stuff. It's a good way for you to get some seed money to quick start either your debt payoff or your savings account. Go ahead and it will make you feel better. You will feel less cluttered. It will be cathartic for you. Just sell as much of your stuff that's just hanging around and you're not using. Other people's trash or other people's treasures. So I'm sure you have lots of stuff in your house that you can put to good use and give to someone else at a discount. And in return, you're getting that seed money for yourself to start saving and investing. Another thing that people who are wealthy do is they surround themselves with like-minded people. You're not going to see people who are making money and growing money and investing money hanging around at the racetrack. They're just not going to be there. Or your friend that's constantly encouraging you to go out to lunch every single day at work. Surround yourself with people who understand that it's those little things that accumulate that will save you money. So surround yourself with people who are interested in saving money as well. All right. And then finally, the last thing that you can do is to continuously learn, whether that's a podcast, whether that's reading a book, whether that's listening to an audiobook or watching YouTube channels, going to meetups, going to investment clubs, just learn. You have the ability to learn, and there's so many different mediums to learn that caters to everyone's different learning style. For you, there's just really no excuse. If you want to change how you treat money and how you viewed money, you have to start putting new information in there. Take a look at the link down below. I will list again the few books that I think are great and that were life-changing for us. They're really easy reads and I think that you'll enjoy them. But I also think that they have some really great practical insight and knowledge in them to get you going in the right direction. All right, guys. Well, there you have it. We have the reasons why we suck at money and some very practical tips that you can implement right now into your life to change your viewpoint of money, to change your behavior with your money and create good money habits so that you can save more, spend less, and build wealth and keep living a joy-filled life. Thank you guys so much for coming. If you haven't subscribed, would you go ahead and do that? And don't forget to ring that notifications bell so that you know when we have other videos coming out. We do so every single week. We will see you back here again next week, guys. Take care. Bye.